This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Public Works meeting for December 6th. I will make a motion to open this evening's meeting.
Second.
Thomas Salisbury,
Yes.
Steve Fagnan,
Yes.
Steve Lippman,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
All right, first item. We don't have anyone joining us for public speak this evening. We're also not expecting the mayor this evening. So we'll get to the meat and potatoes. Approval of last meeting, November 15th meeting minutes. Did everyone have a chance to review what was prepared?
I did.
Any issues as prepared?
No.
Well, I will make a motion to approve the November 15th, 2023 meeting minutes.
Second.
Thomas Salisbury,
Yes.
David Fagnan,
Yes.
Steve Lippman,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
All right. Item number 4, director's report.
Okay.
Oh, you got
Well,
full page.
I got quite a bit for you guys tonight, just
Right.
updates, but, so as far as Union Street goes, Daigle Electric Construction is scheduled to be here for the remainder of this week. They're continuing with the conduit and pole-based installation and running wires for the traffic light and pedestrian signals. They poured the concrete for the new traffic light masts right here outside City Hall towards the end of last week, but it's about 3 weeks for that to cure, especially with the cold, it could be longer, so before they can get the masts up, so yeah, the new signal definitely won't be operable this year, but they are gonna get some more blacktop down on the street this week, and then my guys are gonna go out and paint the crosswalks, at least the sidebars for all the crosswalks so they're marked for the winter. So I think that'll be pretty much be a shutdown within the next week or two. We're still waiting for that new truck for the highway department. Yeah, it just goes on and on, but they keep telling us, oh, it's coming, just any day.
Oh, it's not even at the upfitter yet.
No, well, it's there, it's finished. This morning I was told it's in the wash line and will be delivered. Well, we should be hearing from the delivery team. So, but once it gets here, we still got to do decals and a radio on it. But I'm hoping I could show up tomorrow.
Okay.
But it's close. We're finalizing, wrapping up the punch list items for the Honeywell project for the HVAC systems here and at the safety complex. They handed over the building management system to us last week, so now I can log in and see what the HVAC units are doing in each building, all the boilers, temperature in each room, indoor air quality monitoring. I can actually log in and see it all right from my computer at my desk. So we're gonna work on getting a terminal set up in the boiler room for the custodial staff and the HVAC technicians that are taking care of our systems now, to be able to access from there and see what's going on. So great to see that come together in an actual centralized area. We can see exactly what every system's doing to keep things running better. We've been spending quite a bit of money getting things caught up as far as preventative maintenance on all the boilers, air handlers, air mixing units, everything throughout each building, and it's we're finding a lot of stuff that, as they do the preventative maintenance, that should have been getting done. So hopefully, this year is going to be expensive, and then moving on, it shouldn't be as bad. So keep up on that quarterly maintenance. Cherry Street Palmer Paving was out last week. They did some heating and grinding in an effort to regrade a few areas of the road that we're seeing some puddling on. We kind of need a decent rain event to come through at a time when, not in the middle of the night, so we can see what we're dealing with for puddles still. So that's winding up. One of the bigger things I did want to make the board aware of, talk to you guys about tonight, an effort's kind of underway to merge maintenance of the rail trail into the umbrella of the Department of Public Works. So I've been talking to the mayor's office, working with the mayor's office on developing a budget for FY25 to bring maintenance of the rail trail in. So I envision probably at least 2 full-time employees and some capital expense in FY25 for a vehicle or 2 and some equipment. A lot remains to be seen as to how we do it, but that'll also mean there'll be some capital planning for the rail trail that kind of gets worked into our discussions. And the trail's starting to require some more maintenance as it ages. Roof damage, the retaining wall behind the mills, things like that. We have trouble with graffiti now and then, mowing that has to happen. There's some very, very old drainage structures that were built when it was a active railroad that are, showing their age. They'll probably be fine for years to come, but things that
Need to be evaluated.
so I've been working with the planning department on chasing down a Mass Trails grant to help, maybe fund some of the work that get the trail kind of in a better spot before we take it. But it's coming in. I just want to make you guys aware. So, and Parsons and Ferry intersection. I'm sure you all remember we had quite a bit of discussion around that. So we're looking at some short-term improvements. I've been working with the planning department on what we can do. And it's kind of like the fence. There's a fence there at the top of the retaining wall.
Yeah.
The fence is some of the poles have rotted. And it's
Yeah.
So we need to replace the fence, and we're kind of taking advantage of the opportunity to move the fence back. So we had the property line marked along the top of the wall. We can move the fence back about 1 foot to 18 inches in most spots without encroaching onto private property. So we're doing that and having the fence replaced. The work's going to start next week. And I think it's going to help a little bit. It's not going to help tremendously, but it's a step in the right direction while we work towards a bigger project there. And I keep working with the planning department, chasing a bigger project there that we can fund with a grant as the development along Ferry Street continues up that side of the road. So we're kind of doing what we can with what we have for now. But it's working out good for us because the planning department's able to fund the fence replacement. So
Good.
yeah, it's not hitting my budget, so I was happy. Thanks, Jeff. So. But yeah, that work should start next week, and imagine it'll take them a few days by the time they pour the concrete sets, get the fence up and stretched. So that's basically.
Good couple of weeks.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, but things are kind of winding down a little bit. All the utility work in Union Street is done. All the water connections are finished. They're, barring any unforeseen, circumstances, or no more water shutdowns. Everything, all the new main is tied in. All the water main construction out here in this intersection is complete. Things are looking good. I know the water guys are happy that that's kind of behind them. So
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be able to keep up with tonight's snowstorm?
I hope so. Yeah,
All right.
I hope so.
Make sure you go
Guys are
get
ready.
them,
So
okay?
yeah, plenty of salt over there.
Okay.
So the funding for the rail trail maintenance, where's that gonna come from?
Well, it'll be a general fund expense. Will be a line item in next year's budget that the mayor. It'll be up to the mayor to decide.
Out of the city's general
Yes.
fund?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Not on the highway or any other.
Well, that's the challenge.
It was
But
like
it
part
would
of
be
the-
incorporated
Yeah.
into it. Wouldn't be expected to be absorbed within existing
Yeah.
structures.
Yes, exactly. That's what I need some people to
Yeah,
take
obviously.
care of it, because they probably don't need to be special heavy motor equipment operators with CDLs, and it could be a different type of staff member. So a lot of things to work out, but it'll be a general fund.
Nobody
line.
looked at Park and Rec doing
There's been discussions, but the mayor, I think, wants it to land in the Department of Public Works for various reasons.
that?
It's kind of it's a challenge, because some of the work to maintain it needs to happen by someone with a higher level of licensure to run. Say the sidearm mower goes down and takes care of
That's
some of the bigger mowing.
Yeah.
Some of the paving and stuff, our guys are a little better equipped to do more of the. And it's not that I don't want to do it in our current structure. Like, we'll help as much as we can, but we need some resources because the
Yeah.
trail. It's not something I can just say, yeah, we'll take care of it.
No, it's a great asset.
It is, and it
Yeah.
deserves a higher level of maintenance than I think that
Mhm.
it's getting. And
Mhm.
and just having a person out there every day to just check on things and get the litter and blow
Right.
it off. And I
Right.
had some experience working with DCR and the level of maintenance we put into the Nordic Rail Trail when I was here. This was 15 years ago. But,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they did a lot. It's,
Okay.
No, it's a good discussion to begin.
yeah, I think I don't mind taking it on. We just need the resources and support.
Yeah.
To,
Yeah,
to
as long
do
as
it.
it's not expected to just be absorbed into the
Yeah,
department.
that's part of the challenge. So, but I envision like a foreman and some type of craftsperson labor position under them, so that there's two people. Somebody's not out there working alone all the time. And
Yeah.
somebody's around when someone's on vacation.
When
stuff
somebody's
like
on vacation
Yeah,
or
or
something or
sick.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and having regular eyes on the full length of it would prevent
Oh,
you know.
yeah, we'll see more of what's going on,
Yeah.
you know, we get all
Cut
sorts
down
of.
on the catastrophic failures.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the whole thing here is
Yeah.
continued maintenance, preventative maintenance. So
Yeah.
I don't see an issue with that if it's properly funded and designated.
How's it being maintained now?
Volunteer committee, the Rail Trail Advisory
Rail
Committee,
Trail.
they have a small
Manhattan
amount of
Rail
funding,
Trail.
that's mostly,
Yeah.
I think most of the funding comes from donations. And in the city, there's maybe a little bit of money that comes from the general budget, but not what it needs. I mean, there's tree work that has to happen all along the trail, there's a number of, we're actually, part of what we're working on in an effort to get that Mass Trails grant is a full study and evaluation of the trail that the planning department's funded, that we're having VHB take care of. It's for a full pavement condition and a canopy tree assessment all along the whole trail, so.
How's the snow removal been handled on that?
So that the DPW has not, nor has the city undertaken any snow removal on the rail trail anywhere. That's part of the conversation as to what, you know, I've been told that there's arguments over whether the snow should stay and it can be for cross-country skiers. And, you know, maybe does the city have a public discussion over whether we just plow it and remove the snow, say from South Street to Ferry Street in the part in the center section of town is, you know, more pedestrian friendly in the winter. Not really for me to say. I'd like to see what people want to hear, what people want. And
What's being done now and in the
Nothing.
past?
the city doesn't do anything. Williston may
Nature.
clear parts of
Okay.
it, or someone that lives along a section that has a tractor might plow parts of it.
I think
Or we
Williston's done a little bit
Yeah.
down by
Aren't we
that.
looking at
Yeah.
some piece of equipment
Just
that
really use it.
had the potential to be?
Yeah,
used?
just
So
because
we
they
do have-
cut through there. to
We
get over.
received a grant, I received the Shared Streets grant last year or 2 years ago for a ASV RT40 skid steer track machine with a 48-inch snowblower on the front. That was so that we have a piece of equipment should the decision be made to clear the rail trail through the center of town, and then ultimately the shared use path that will be built along Park Street. So ideally, it all comes together. The shared use path gets built along Park Street, hooks the rail trail to the school, and we have that piece of equipment to clear the
Right.
10-foot wide multi-use path that gets built down Park Street.
All in the works.
Yeah, there's a lot, it's a lot of moving parts, but
Mhm.
that little skid steer's been a great little machine for us to use for a variety of things in the meantime. So,
Good.
and we do the radar signs for Park Street that we've got a grant for 2 of them for the school zone on Park Street. Those should be up by the end of the week, beginning of next week. So, trying to get those installed before frost sets in.
All right. Any other questions or discussions on
Not for
any of
me.
those topics?
No.
All right. Sounds like our next meeting will be December 20th.
Yep.
So if there's no other discussion on any points, I will make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
A second?
Thomas Salisbury,
Yes.
Dave Bagman,
Yes.
Steve Letwin,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.